What up, bro? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy One Times. Saying y'all One Times. And boy, do I have a video for you today. I'm about to on that Nintendo Switch 2 announcement, bro. Let's get right up into it. I've got 16 topics I want to talk about, address. We're going to start with the joysticks, all right? Let's start with those joysticks. Bro, there's still ALPS, bro. You can see here. Love that. Hall effect versus a regular ALPS, bro. Hall effect sensors are made out of magnets. They're a lot more precise than a potentiometer stick. Potentiometer sticks, also known as ALPSs, you can look them up, are old school technology, bro. And once the springs in here go out, they start to drift. There's no springs in a Hall effect joystick. If you search Hall effect controllers, you're going to find a ton of them, bro, from a variety of companies. For $60, some as low as $40. And if you go to those Temu sites and such, you can get them for even cheaper, bro. I got one of these for like 25 bucks on that website. But look at all these companies making Hall effect joystick and trigger controllers. That's the new technology. And it's not even the newest technology. The newest technology is called TMR. There's magnets in here. There's springs in here. Electromagnetic. Don't ask me what that means. All I know is that I have a controller with TMR sticks and they feel so precise, bro. When you snap, the character just snaps and stays there. Like a snap. Not no weird wobbly feeling thing. Now you may like that, but you don't know until you've tried them. But anyways, the Nintendo Switch, original Switch, had a ton of Joy-Con drift issues. What do? They bust out the same old technology as far as I know. Now, it might come out different, but as far as we know today, they haven't talked about any Hall effect or TMR components inside of those joysticks. Now, reviewers are saying they feel good. They're a little bigger. Okay, we'll see. But if they're not Hall effect or TMR, they're going to drift eventually. And it's insane that they do not offer Hall effect or TMR joysticks. Companies are selling controllers for less than the original controllers with TMR, Hall effect joysticks, and triggers, let alone other features. Kind of ridiculous in 2025. So we got the old ALPS, the potentiometer joysticks. Way to go, Nintendo. Let's talk about the screen. We just had an OLED Switch. It was beautiful. You know what OLED technology is. If you don't, then maybe head to your nearest Best Buy and check it out. But OLED screens look worlds better than an LCD. As far as viewing angles, as far as color reproduction, blacks, pop, brightness, resolution, like OLED blows LCD out of the water, bro. LCD is old technology, bro. Granted, they did go up to 1080p from 720p, and they did add HDR. But bro, 1080p HDR LCD screens are pennies to the dollar compared to OLED. And the fact that they've already released an OLED before and didn't implement that into the new one, that's bonkers to me. You know there's going to be an OLED refresh. You know they're going to charge more. The only thing I see behind this is a business opportunity. Another greedy opportunity to make more money for Nintendo. Now I want to talk about the consoles. Yes, consoles typically don't make the video game companies money. It's from the games, or so we know. But I have a feeling that Nintendo makes money on their consoles, bro. The way that they release consoles with outdated specs, outdated internal components, that means they're getting these in bulk for cheaper. Nobody bats an eye. Now, there's keywords in the announcement, such as up to 4K, up to 120 FPS. That up is a big deal because you might not see a bunch of games running 4K 120 FPS. We have a report here that says that Nintendo Switch 2 developer kits don't even have 4K output. So the developers making these games haven't had 4K output themselves. I don't expect many of these games coming out to be able to do 4K, let alone 120 FPS at 4K. And if they can, that fan on that dock is going to be screaming. We don't know how hot it's going to get, how loud it's going to get. That's something else. Let's touch on another topic, the storage. Now, they did go up on storage, okay? 32 gigabyte storage, so to 256 gigabytes internal memory. Whoop-de-doo. Bro, phones have more memory than that nowadays. I mean, I get some of the games Nintendo has are smaller in storage space, but if they're going to start bringing in AAA titles such as Elden Ring, Cyberpunk, maybe even Call of Duty, what do you think those files are going to be? Those files are going to be large, I believe, or larger than the Switch 1 games. That 256 gig is going to fill up fast. No problem, Nintendo says. They've got you. We made express SD cards. All they did was rebrand high speed class SD cards and made them proprietary by calling them express. I don't know what they did with the card itself to make it proprietary. Remember how expensive the actual Xbox storage drives were? And you're going to get a little more speed with those because it's connected directly, they said. But the prices were outrageous, bro. Now, they're saying that these Express SD cards aren't that expensive, but still, it's something else they're making you buy. And maybe you had a high class 10 SD card ready to go, but they won't let you use that one. I mean, why would they let you use that one when they can make one and make you buy more, right? So the storage, that's up for debate. We'll see. They are doing the game sharing. They did update the game sharing. You can do it online now. That's nice. But these are all things that they're kind of trying to distract you from the negatives, which I'm touching on here. Like, oh, they gave us game sharing. Yeah, but what about my other 14 topics? Let's get on to the other one. Bro, they're charging for a tour game of the console. This is something that would be free in the past. Astrobot was free for the PlayStation. You expect people to pay full price for this tour game? I don't know if it's full price, but I'm thinking, who in their right mind, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that buy it, but who in their right mind, would want to play this game consistently? I don't know if you can't get this information online for free. Or at least it would have been a nice touch for them to just include it free in the box. Like, hey, new Switch. And if you want to learn about it, there's a free tour game that you can play to learn about the whole console. But no, they monetized it. They made it into a game. There's little mini games in there. You got to win coins to get the next one. And it's cringe. The trailers during the announcement. Bro, those trailers, they look like trash. Compare that Hogwarts Legacy trailer they busted out versus one on PC running at 4K, even low settings. You can tell the texture details are not there. It's very soft. There's hardly any detail, especially as you look out into the distance. And it wasn't running at no 120, let alone 60. Their own stream was having issues running 30. So yeah, the trailers, I mean the games look good, but some of the trailers of the AAA titles that are going to be coming to the Switch 2 now because of the higher performance do not look very promising. I mean, I get it if you're just a Nintendo fan and you've never played these other games and this is your opportunity, fine, play it. I mean, Elden Ring, Hogwarts Legacy, all of these Cyberpunk were amazing games, and I would rather you play them than not play them. But it's just tough that you're gonna have to play them at that resolution and frame rate. Let's touch on another topic: the internal specs. They didn't release the internal specs. I'm thinking that's for a reason. My guess is that they are around 2020 internal component specs. Given how the LCD is kind of way past 2020, it's old technology, bro. They could be putting anything in there. I've heard it was an i7. i7 what? I don't know. What's the GPU? They didn't say. It's older technology that's going to be backpacked by AI or most likely upscaling technology, which they did already say that they will have DLSS. That's already been announced since I put this up. So yeah, DLSS on a Nintendo Switch 2. You're gonna need it. I'm sure this system will not run full 4K 120 FPS without upscaling. I guarantee you. Game chat. Hey, that C button that you thought could have been anything, it's just a chat button. Game chat button. Introducing Game Chat. Xbox Live launched in 2002 with Game Chat. 2002. Now, I get it. Nintendo doesn't want to or hasn't wanted to add Game Chat for a long time because they know their audience and it's mainly family friendly, kids, such like that. There are a small amount of people that do buy it over current handhelds just because of the games, but that's a smaller majority, I think. Mainly it's family and kids on there, and they've been putting off Game Chat for a long time because, hey, we put Game Chat in there. I mean, how many seconds is it going to be before your kid hears his first N word or racist remarks? Or you want to hear stuff that kids say on the regular? Just turn on Fortnite, play random squads with your chat on, and you will find eventually, most likely on your first match or second match, the worst kids. Kids are the worst, and they know that. So now they implemented game chat, but it's kind of a restricted game chat. It's not an open game chat. Okay? We'll see what that looks like. Let alone the camera that they released was from like a Galaxy S6, a Samsung Galaxy S6 phone. The quality looked trash on that camera. And then they're saying, well, you could see each other. I mean, the feature's cool, but you can see what each other's playing. Have you ever heard of Discord? Now it is a handheld. It's got that going for it. It is a handheld. But recently we've seen a bunch of handhelds blow up into the market. The Steam Deck OLED. You've got the Lenovo Legion Pro. You've got the Ally, ROG Ally X. You've got a bunch of different handhelds on the market. MSI has one. And they're all very powerful. They can run pretty much as a laptop as well if you want to. Hell, the Steam Deck's got an OLED screen that looks amazing. Granted, these are 700, 800 or more handheld consoles compared to 450 for the Switch 2. I get that. But you're getting a lot more for your money. A lot more. Where Nintendo Switch 2 is giving you, I would say 50% of the current performance power in 2025 for around 80% of the price. Whereas some of these handhelds today are charging max prices, but you're getting 90% or more of the current performance out there. They're maxing out these handhelds. So that's an option. And PlayStation's already got their little PlayStation handheld that you can play at home, even do cloud gaming with. Xbox is supposedly going to drop one of their own. So that handheld competition space for Nintendo is gonna go down. The only thing they've got going for them is their games. Let's talk about those games. $80 to $90 games. Bro, I've watched
I've just spent about
multiple videos. Mr. Who's the
good
Boss?
news.
Linus.
This is the brand.
Austin Evans. Now, I don't know what happened at this on hand Switch 2 event, if there was some stipulations on the videos that they can make and what they can put into these videos, but they were very sparse in details. Austin was one of the ones that was a little more, how shall I say, constructive with his criticism. He did state that the LCD does not look as good as an OLED. Linus loves the Switch 2, and he does push that the pricing is decent. And he's going to buy two because he knows that there's going to be an OLED version coming out, so that's going to be a second purchase, so he's going to have to buy two. Linus loves Nintendo. I get it. And I get the pricing argument. I do. Arun here, Mr. Who's the Boss. Now this video, holy moly. Talk about a Nintendo fanboy. He hardly hit anything negative on the Switch 2. He loved the screen. He gave it a 10 out of 10. Bro, have you even seen OLED handhelds? How can this be a perfect score if there's OLED handheld 1080p out there that looks better? In any case, he touched on everything and he was just loving it. It was a hardcore fanboy opinion. In my opinion, what are these stipulations that they had at the Nintendo Switch 2 hands-on event? And those were my thoughts. Bro, they're going to resell you games again. They've done this forever. Resell the same game over and over and over. Now they're going to do it Nintendo Switch 2 version. There will be upgrade packs, but not for every game. Some will just be standalone new Switch 2 updated titles. And some of these upcoming games like Elden Ring, you're probably going to have to pay full price for the Switch 2 version with downgraded graphic textures just to be able to play it. Fine. It is what it is. Nintendo doing their thing with the games. But they're charging $80 to $90 a game? 80 for digital, 90 for physical. Now, not all games are listed that way. Donkey Kong is at 70. But that's so weird. Why would they put that good Donkey Kong game at 70 and then Mario Kart World is at 80 for digital, 90 for physical? They know which one's going to sell more. Mario Kart. They know that, hey, there's a Donkey Kong Nintendo fan base. So if we kind of make them happy here and give them Donkey Kong for 70, maybe they'll be okay buying Mario Kart World for 80, 90. No, that's not how it works. Nintendo, that's not how it works. Maybe if we give them game chat, they'll forget about the internal specs. So yeah. Those are a bunch of topics I wanted to touch on. I lost count. I lost track. I did want to touch on Project 007, GoldenEye. Remember, we were hearing things about GoldenEye 007. It's going to come out on the Xbox, on Game Pass. They're going to remake it. It's going to be a remaster, or it's just going to be re-released. That never happened, bro. That never happened, and now we know why. Project 007 trailer popped up. They saw a money grab, and they secured it. Nintendo is being very greedy. I'm not happy about a lot of these things that Nintendo's doing. I'm a Nintendo fan. I've got the Super Nintendo, the NES Classic Edition. I bought all of their little classic editions. I grew up on Nintendo. NES was my first console. So Mario, Zelda, Game Boy, I had all of that. Pokemon, I grew up with that. So I understand how some people are just saying, hey, I mean, I'll pay what it takes because we haven't had a Switch for so long. I get that, but it's kind of like, Are you okay with that? You're okay with just letting them bend you over a barrel just because, like, hey, since we haven't given you a Switch for so long, pay this price. Since we haven't given you a Switch for so long, be okay with these outdated specs. Be okay with $80, $90 games. We're going to give you Game Chat. Be okay with it. What? No, I'm not okay with it. $450 Switch 2 console. In 2025, you can get an Xbox Series X almost for that price. Definitely used. Maybe on sale. And that's worlds more powerful. Now, it's not handheld, but it may be coming out, and you can do cloud gaming with your Game Pass. You can play on your phone. Almost like the commercial says, almost anything is an Xbox nowadays. So, is it really not a handheld? I don't know. The only thing Nintendo has here is their games. Their game library is really grabbing a hold of you to pay that money. 2020 internal specs for a 2026 price. Way to go, Nintendo. You sneaky. I'm not cool with it. Last thing I want to touch on, there's tariffs. People talk about those tariffs, right? They're coming, blah, blah, blah. If they do, and it's looking like they will, come before the launch date, you think that Switch 2 is going to be $450? I don't know. But it could go up to $600. If you don't secure a pre-order, you may be paying more because of the tariffs. The games will go up to $100, maybe more. And the thing is, Nintendo knows this. All these companies know this. They're expecting tariffs. And the greed is pushing them even further. We know there's tariffs. Let's raise the price already. And then when the tariffs come, we'll raise it again. Double profit. Oh, these companies are not dumb. They're corporations, large corporations. They've got shareholders who love this kind of profit marketability. So yeah, we don't know what the future brings for Switch 2, other than they did give us all the features we were complaining about. Joystick drift supposedly gone, better screen, larger screen, game chat, up to 4K, 120 FPS for some people. Finally, you'll be able to play Fortnite on your handheld. We will see. And that's a positive, but for $450, I don't know. An Xbox Series S will do that for you. Unless you're really stuck on that Nintendo ecosystem, the Nintendo games, they've got you bent over that barrel. And I don't see a reason to buy this thing if you've already got a Switch OLED version. I saw the loading times. 5 to 10 seconds faster. Is it really going to kill you? The graphics did look better. It did run smoother when they did the Zelda comparison. But is it really going to kill you? You want to spend an extra $500 after tax just for that? I don't know. Hey, everybody puts the worth on things differently. This is just my opinion. All right. All of these are just my opinions. So yeah, I'm not happy about the Switch 2 announcement. Not fully happy. I'd have to give it a 6.9 out of 10 for the whole presentation. The games, amazing. A lot of the other things, not good. Will I buy one in the future? I most likely probably will, being a Nintendo fanboy myself. But I'm not happy about it. And you shouldn't be too. And a lot of people are giving reasons and excuses, like Linus saying we haven't had a Switch for so long, so that makes everything fine. That you shouldn't be okay with that. We shouldn't let these corporations give us less for our money, and we be okay with that just because they've got a product we want. And it's tough. As far as Nintendo games, they've got it locked up. Every emulator that comes out, they sue the hell out of them. They shut it down. They make sure if you want Mario, you got one option, and that is Nintendo. You want Zelda? Nintendo. That's it. While some of these other consoles like Xbox and PS exclusives have kind of lessened their restrictions, I would call it, and are allowing them to be on other consoles, on the PC, phones, cloud gaming, while Nintendo continues to hold tight to that cash cow, which is their games. Hey, all power to you, man. I get it. These games are amazing. I want the games too, but man, don't screw your customer over like that. Not that hard. Don't get me started on the only online digital revolution coming. The physical game cartridges are not going to have the full game metadata on them, so you're just getting plastic case with a plastic shell with a permission slip. You paid an extra $10 for an extra 2 cents of plastic, maybe, and printing. And then if they ever decide to just shut the game down, that's it. Because that little cartridge only gives you permission to download the game. It's not on that cartridge. At least not all of them. We shall see which games are, or if any. But yeah, man, I'm still ranting. I'm done. Let me know in the comments what you feel about that Nintendo Switch 2 announcement. Are you happy about it? Mad? Will you be buying one? 2 of them? I'm probably going to buy one in the future, but I'm not happy. Anyways, I'll check you guys later. Oops.